All right, so now we're live. All right, let's try this again. So we are live. So Bitcoin, it just made history. All right, it just reached its prior all-time high of $69,000 per coin. The first time we've seen a price level like that since November of 2021. All right, that's over 2 years ago. And then it crashed. It got rejected. Okay, the price went back down to $60,000 per coin. So what happened? Okay, why did we not just smash through the all-time high like everybody was talking about, like we were promised? Why is the price going down? Is it going to keep going down? And what's going to happen next? Okay, well, that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this live stream today. You know, as a blockchain developer myself who works with this technology on a daily basis, has been a long-time crypto holder watching this space day in, day out, ever since 2017. All right, so if you're around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then definitely smash that like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a live stream update just like this, all right? And while there's a ton of opportunity happening in the crypto space, the absolute best way to take advantage of it is to become a blockchain developer, increase your earning potential well past 100K so you can land a highly paid job, create your own bots, take advantage of this, you know, crazy brand new financial ecosystem. And I can show you that step by step, start to finish, over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. All right, so let's make sure our live chat's rolling. Okay. All right, yeah, we're good to go. Okay, so let's jump into this. Let's talk about Bitcoin. All right, so we just reached our prior all-time high of $69,000 per coin yesterday. And obviously nothing I'm saying in this video is not be financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy or sell any cryptocurrency based on this information. So just before that's out of the way, let's talk about my analysis here. Well, why is this happening? All right. What do I think is going to happen next? Well, I talked about this very distinctly on the live stream last week. If you missed that, again, make sure you turn on notifications. You'll find out about these whenever we go live. You can subscribe to the email list down below. I've also been emailing out whenever we do that. But basically, I have expected this. Okay. Like I said last week on stream, the markets have a funny way of punishing a majority, okay? Whenever a majority starts to think a certain way, they're typically upset. They typically don't get what they want, all right? And that's not always true, but often that happens. And I think this is a pretty good case of that. Because yesterday, all right, as we were approaching the all-time high of $69,000 per coin, everybody on social media is like, all-time here is great, awesome, celebrate, hurrah. So all these just like, you know, celebratory tweets. And I was like, man, that's when you got to be careful. Okay. And then womp womp, guess what happens? You know, we touched all-time high and it went back down to $60,000, hasn't recovered since. All right. And so what I was saying, they're saying was like, hey guys, we don't want to touch all-time high. We need to smash through it. All right. We need to go all the way through it before we can really celebrate in any meaningful way. And that didn't happen. We got rejected. So why? Well, one thing you have to understand is, you know, Bitcoin, you know, it doesn't like a genius. I mean, this is stating the obvious. I'm Captain Obvious here. Bitcoin's an incredibly volatile asset. All right. So why is it volatile? Well, there's lots of reasons. One's kind of a speculative asset, but another reason is leverage. Okay. So crypto is a highly leveraged asset. What does that mean? Well, basically, you know, lots of people are just going on exchanges like Coinbase or Binance or whatever. They're just buying Bitcoin and holding it, right? And hoping the price goes up, right? But there's a lot of other people who are basically using leverage. They're collateralizing crypto and the exchanges are giving them money to borrow, to give them multiple times whatever they actually have deposited to buy more crypto, all right? And as that leverage builds up, there's all this hot air in the ecosystem and it becomes like a little bubble that if you just like barely prick it, boom, it just blows up, all right? And that forces liquidations, and whenever liquidations happen, it causes sell pressure, causes price to go down. So leverage is what creates a lot of the volatility in crypto. It makes the price go up really fast and it makes the price go down really fast. And then of course you have people who react to these price movements. They panic sell if they're just buying spot and you're not using leverage. And that's a pretty good example of what happened yesterday. Okay, this is a classic leverage blow up. All right. So that being said, you also have to understand that while crypto is volatile, you know, it's got a ton of leverage in the system, it also does not exist in isolation. Okay. So what also happened, within the past week? Well, look what happened in the stock market. All right. If you look at the past week, March 5th, we saw a slight correction in the stock market that looks eerily similar, okay, to what happened in the Bitcoin chart. All right. So there's a lot of correlation between stocks and crypto. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Stock market went down. Bitcoin went down. Bitcoin went down harder because it's higher leverage. So when two things look like each other, there's a few possibilities on the table. One's following the other. It's a coincidence, or they're influenced by a common factor. And I'm going to go with the third possibility. They're influenced by a common factor, which, you can speculate as to what that is. But yeah, I don't think it's an accident that both of these things went down at the exact same time. So that being said, we are seeing a recovery. Okay. So while this went down, it's gone back up pretty fast. Okay. Now we're not back to the prior all-time high yet, but I put out my Twitter yesterday, as that was, going down. Again, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I post these updates a lot faster than I go on live stream. It was like gobble, 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 gobble. Yeah. We went down to 60,000, even in the high 50s, and the price went up really, really, really fast, which shows a pretty bullish sentiment. So what does that make me think is possibly going to happen next? Well, is the price going to keep falling? Is it going to keep going back up? Well, one thing I want to say is this is completely normal behavior for Bitcoin in particular. Okay, once it reaches about its all-time high level. Okay, so whenever Bitcoin goes in and tries to break a previous all-time high or something, it kind of does stuff like this. This is not unusual. All right, this is actually to be expected. So if you go look at Bitcoin's history, let me show you my screen here. Back in 2020, all right, the prior all-time high was about $20,000 per coin from 2017. And if you go look at 2020, all right, this is the weekly chart. So this shows you how many weeks the price was at this level. Okay, we got really close to the all-time high, all right, and then we didn't really quite emphatically break through it. That's what you want to see, a big rise to the upside for a couple weeks. All right, if you go back and look at the cycle before that, all right, here was the prior all-time high of about, $1,100, $1,200, give or take, right? I can't really see the candle wicks very easily with my chart here. I'll see about 1170, let's just call it, right? So, we got close to that, got a rejection, but then up here, we actually went above it, okay, and then got a rejection, all right? Or about there, right? And got a rejection, kind of like what we're seeing now, all right? And then we went up and tried again, didn't quite get it. We hovered, and then boom, we broke through. And again, these are weekly candles. So this, we hit it, got rejected, and it took weeks for it to actually keep going up and go past its prior all-time high. All right. So this is normal all-time high behavior. That's what I want to tell everybody. It's normal all-time high behavior. But what we really want to see is the emphatic breakthrough, smashing the all-time high. All right. So what do I think is going to happen next? What are the possible scenarios on the table? Well, I put these out on my Twitter again yesterday. Again, you can follow me on Twitter for these updates faster than I go live. But I put out these three possible scenarios, and I've just outlined them in my Google document here. Just simplify things. Scenario number one is, Bitcoin approaches the all-time high and it just smashes straight through it. All right. And the party really gets started in full force. Now that didn't happen. Okay. So scenario one is off the table. All right. So I can't strike this through, but it did. All right. So scenario number two is what I would say. It kind of hovers underneath the all-time high for a little while. Again, kind of going back to this, thing that I saw in 2020. All right, on my chart right here, hovered for a couple weeks and then broke through. All right, and then scenario number three is it kind of gets rejected from the all-time high. It fails to really cross it in any meaningful way and goes back down for maybe a few weeks and, could try it again and get rejected and try it again. It's just like treating that like resistance where it can't quite push past it, but eventually it just breaks in full force. And that looks a lot more similar to like what happened in this, prior bull cycle right here. It even went above the all-time high and went back down below without really breaking it in a meaningful way. So as I see it, scenario one's off the table because we didn't do it. And scenario 2 and 3 are the other likely scenarios in this point. But what I stress is this could take weeks to play out. Okay. It could also take days to play out. Again, nobody's got a crystal ball to know for sure exactly what's going to happen. I always think about these things in terms of likelihood. These are just the likely scenarios on the table. Okay. So there's a lot of people that say, hey, you know, it's unclear about actually which scenario we're currently in, because you could still consider the price action as hovering below the all-time high, because we really just kissed it, right? We didn't really cross it. We didn't really print a new all-time high across all the exchanges. Everybody got a little too excited. I'm thinking about this as sort of kissing it, and then we get either hovering or we get rejected. Now, that always does leave the possibility for a fourth scenario on the table, which is, you know, this being a market top and the bull run being over for a while. Now, I think this is the least likely scenario on the table. Okay. I think there's ton of bullish catalysts for crypto coming down the pike. Of course, we got the Bitcoin halving, if you think that's significant. We got the ETFs are fundamentally good for crypto. We got the Ether ETFs coming in. There's a ton of really exciting stuff. I mean, stock market's doing pretty well. Economic conditions look like they're improving, and there's fertile ground for a crypto bull run to continue, in my opinion. So I think that fourth scenario is the least likely, but it's still in the cards, especially if we have some type of global event. We could always have a war, another crazy thing like happened in 2020. We could have systemic problem inside of crypto. Something blows up and causes everything to, you know, go down for just a little while. Not the end of crypto, but, you know, cause the party to stop for now. But I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. So, again, we're also seeing evidence for people being hungry for risk. Okay. That's kind of the common thread with the macro economy, with the stock market, and also what I'm seeing happen in crypto, especially in a way that they were not hungry for risk in 2022 or 2023. All right. And so what's some evidence of that? Well, what's some other evidence for people being hungry for a crypto bull run? Well, let me share my screen here. So basically, we're seeing other stuff, you know, gain. All right, look at Ethereum. All right, so Ethereum has recovered, you know, faster than Bitcoin did to its prior all-time high. Yeah, I expect Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin for the rest of this cycle. Again, not financial advice, not telling you to buy or sell any cryptocurrency based on information. But, you know, we could see a situation where Ethereum gets closer to its all-time high than Bitcoin does faster, right? I mean, Bitcoin's already touched it, right? So Ethereum hasn't done that yet. But I mean, on this next recovery. Now, still unlikely, but it's possible, okay? But what does it show you? I think one thing is people are trying to get ahead of the Ethereum ETFs. I made a video last week on this channel talking about this. Actually, it was on Monday. How there's lots of ETFs for Ether in the pipeline. Lots of people are looking for Ethereum to get worth close to $20,000 per coin. Make sure you check out that video I published on Monday where I break down that analysis. I think 20K is pretty ambitious for Ether. That's going to be on the top end of what I would expect it to hit. But it shows you where people's heads are at, and I think the ETFs are a big factor in that. Of course, I'm a longtime ETH bull. If you watch this channel, you know that. If you're brand new, ETH is my largest holding, okay, in crypto. I work with the Ethereum protocol on a daily basis. ETH is deflationary, okay. Yeah, there's lots of reasons why I'm a big ETH bull. You can stake it, et cetera, et cetera. And other evidence of this, okay, we're definitely seeing meme coins, okay. Meme coins have popped off like crazy. You know, Shiba Inu, Doge, of course, Bonk was sort of the morning star of the meme coin rally at the end of last year, pulling some pretty impressive gains, but having a little bit of a cool off, but there's lots of evidence of risk entering into the crypto market. And we could see a rotation out of some of the major coins into mid caps, into, you know, altcoins, once Bitcoin does in fact break its all-time high and starts to, you know, really show signs of a raging bull market. But we're not there yet. Okay, we're not there yet. Okay, everybody got prematurely pretty excited yesterday, but you have to go the distance. You have to break through the all-time high with force. We need to see something break up to, like, you know, $80,000 or $90,000, even $100,000 in like a week to really be convincing. And if we see a correction, it needs to reverse course, right? We're going to get a correction. This is not going to be a straight line up. All right. If we go into a raging bull market, nothing goes up in a straight line forever. There's always 25% corrections, you know, every few weeks or something like that. That makes everybody think the party's over. And it usually does that like a half dozen times before it puts in a top. All right. So Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you're watching this in the live stream, how long is it going to take for Bitcoin to bust through its prior all-time high? Is it actually going to do it? Which scenarios on the table? Are we in scenario 2, 3 that I talked about? Are we going to hover under all-time high and then go through it? Are we going to get rejected, go down for a little while? Is the top in? And are we getting in front of the bear market? I want to hear from you down in the comment section below, or if you're watching the live stream. Somebody says 20K not possible for Ethereum. It needs to go much higher market cap than Bitcoin. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Ethereum would not need a larger market cap than Bitcoin with $20,000 per coin. Somebody said 20K would be a disaster. The gas fees would be insane in USD value. It would be insane in USD value, that is for sure. But that's what we have Ethereum layer 2s for, right? To fix that problem. But on the ETH-based chain, it would be pretty insane. That's for sure. Somebody says raging bull. Somebody says hover till halving. It could. I don't think it would hover that long. That'd be a long time to hover underneath the all-time high. Jake thinks we're just getting warmed up. Yeah, it's very possible. So one other thing to keep on your radar, I've got a video coming out about this later today as well. In terms of Ethereum, we do have the Ethereum Dankun upgrade coming up pretty soon. Okay, this is a big thing that's actually going to go live next week. And somebody mentioned ETH gas fees being crazy in the live chat there. So if you're brand new and you don't understand, or maybe you've been in crypto, don't understand Ethereum very well, people complain about Ethereum being too slow, too expensive to use for mass adoption. That's true. Ethereum layer 1 is, but that's what we have layer 2s for. And layer 2 is about to get faster and cheaper with the Dankun upgrade. So we're talking about an upgrade that's going to change the footprint for rollups that go onto the Ethereum main chain, give them a special block space for those transactions where you can fit more in there in a more efficient way, which makes it faster and cheaper. And essentially what's going to happen is you can have rollups where it's going to cost like a cent or a few cents to send cryptocurrency around, a few cents to swap a token, and you could fit, upwards of 100,000 transactions per second once this really gets dialed in for those rollups. So that's a recipe for highly scalable blockchains on top of Ethereum with Ethereum layer 2s. And that's going to be the Ethereum Dankun upgrade. It's going to go live next week. So make sure you put that on your calendars, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'll post a video about that later today. So Victor thinks that ETH is going to 5K in May. Chris says, what are some banger alts that you're all sleeping on? So I'm not going to recommend alts on the stream, but if you want to post them in the live chat, feel free. Obviously, I can't recommend specific coins to you all. That would be financial advice. All right, everybody. So let me know, excuse me. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to see more streams just like this. Okay. I did one last week. I did one, this week, starting to do them about once or twice per week, on an as needed basis while things are happening in crypto. If we go full on bull market, and we want to do this daily, all right, I did them during the last bull market daily. I want to hear from you. Is that content that you want to see on this channel? If it is, make sure you tune into the streams, subscribe, turn on notifications. That will help me actually want to make this for you if enough people actually want to do it. Okay. So make sure you leave a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know in the live streams. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Okay. You don't want to go on this by yourself. Trust me. I've been there. All right. So That's all I got for today. As always, smash the like down below, subscribe to the channel. And again, there's a ton of opportunity happening in the crypto space right now, but the absolute best way to take advantage of the opportunity is to become a blockchain developer so that you can, get your hands dirty with this financial ecosystem, get an edge that other people can't, become a developer, increase your earning potential. The possibilities are absolutely limitless. Okay. And I can show you how to do that step by step, start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. All right. You really don't have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.